The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everybody. This is Brett Walter. I'm the founder and president of the Homeschool Buyers Co-op, and I'd like to welcome you to this introduction to the Siemens We Can Change the World Challenge, the nation's premier national environmental sustainability competition for grades K through 12. So I'd just like to confirm that you can hear me. So if one of you would pop in a comment in the questions panel to let me know you can hear me, that would be surely appreciated. To help us learn more about the challenge, I've invited Kathryn McNally from Discovery Education to tell us all about it. Discovery Education is the administrator of the challenge. Kate is the person who's primarily responsible for managing that. So in just a few minutes, I'll hand the mic to Kate, and she'll give us an overview of the challenge, and then we'll open up the floor for some Q&A. Kate, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. Can you hear me?
I can. Wonderful.
Great.
And okay. And thank you, Jen, for doing the sound check for me. Much appreciated. Now I know you all can hear me, which is great. Before we get going, and just a minute here for a couple of housekeeping details. First of all, I'm recording this session, both the audio and the video, and I will make that recording available to you on the archived webinars page of the co-op website. So if I pop back over there and go to the co-op website, I'll show you, you go to the free webinars and the benefits of membership section, and then you'll see here are the archived webinars. And it will be listed here, and it will be it'll take you to it'll take you to our YouTube channel so that you can watch it over again if you need to. But my main point was you don't need to be stressed about taking notes because it'll all be there in the recording. Secondly, at this time you should be seeing the agenda, and I think we originally built it for an hour, but we can go an hour if we need to. I don't think we'll need that much time, but we'll see. Every one of you should have a panel. I'm showing my pointer here. You should have a panel that looks something like this. And when we get to Q&A, the way you can ask us questions is in this questions. You type in here and click the send button. That'll show up on my screen, and I will relay the question to Kate. So we'll get your questions answered as soon as we're ready to hand it over to Kate. Finally, if any of you are having technical difficulties, which sometimes happen with all of these conferencing systems, not just GoToWebinar, I want to apologize about that in advance. I will probably not be able to give any technical support because I'll be busy with the webinar. But hopefully, if that does happen to you, you'll check back later and view the recorded session, which I'm pretty sure will work for you. So with that all done, that's all the housekeeping. So Kate, welcome so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us at the co-op to talk about the Siemens We Can Change the World Challenge.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
What I'm going to do is push a button here, which I still love to do. Pushing buttons is great. And we're going to see, oh, there it is. You've already given us permission.
My presentation okay?
Yep. And let me verify that everybody else can see it. Where's my attendee view? Okay. I think we're all good. Could anybody out there confirm that you're seeing Kate's Discovery Education slide? All right. We got that going for us. Great. Thank you so much, Tracy and Michelle, for letting me know about that. Okay, so we're good to go. Kate, tell us about Siemens We Can Change the World.
Okay, no problem. Thank you again for having me. As Brett said, my name is Kathryn McNally, and I'm an account director with Discovery Education, which is the educational component of Discovery Communications and the Discovery Channel. Siemens We Can Change the World Challenge is a partnership program between the Siemens Foundation and Discovery Education. It is currently running and open, so I'm here just to give you a little background and some information, answer any questions you may have, and hopefully encourage you to participate because there is a world of prizes awaiting for both you and your students. So as I said, the challenge itself empowers both teachers and students to find solutions to environmental problems in their own backyards. We really advocate this idea of becoming an agent of change, and it's a K-12 program, so it does benefit all students of all grade levels. And our website is wecanchange.com, so in addition to having the webinar on the Homeschool Buyers Co-op website, you can also visit wecanchange.com for all additional resources that I'll talk about in the coming slides. The challenge is designed to really help students work together to solve an environmental problem in their classroom, their community, and how it affects globally. So for K-5, we're really looking for students to work together as a classroom, so it could be any amount of students in that classroom working on a project. And as a teacher, you can have more than one classroom or team. For middle school and high school students, we do ask that there are teams of 2 to 4 students. Within those grade bands. Again, as a teacher, you can have more than one team if you so choose, but more on the rules and regulations as with request to the classrooms and teams are available on the website. But that's kind of how the grades are broken up and how they're judged. Just 2 really big important dates. So today obviously is December 3rd, but the challenge itself closes on March 4th, so there definitely is still time if you've not heard of the challenge or not sure if you'll have time to participate and put a project together. There is still time. We say at the minimum there's usually 4 to 6 weeks that you need to put a project together, so again you do have time to participate in this year's challenge. And then we announce winners and finalists pretty quickly on April 22nd, Earth Day. So you don't have to wait very long to find out if you've become a finalist or a national winner. So just some fast facts about each of the grade bands and how the challenge is designed toward that grade level. For elementary school, we really ask students to work together to solve an environmental problem in their classroom or within their school. So it could be anything as it affects those 2 areas. It is open to all classes, grades K to 5, with 1 teacher mentor per class. So students can't be on more than 1 team, but as a teacher, you can have more than 1 team. As the teacher, you must register and then create the team to begin, and then you would work with your students to complete the application, and as their teacher, you would submit the application on their behalf. For middle school, we really encourage teams of 2 to 4 students within those 3 grades, and as their teacher, you would again register, create your team or teams, and then the students would have access to the application online. Everything is digital. So you would have access to the application, students would have access to the application, but only you as the teacher can submit the final application. But we are looking for student teams to look at environmental issues of concern in their local community. So it's a little bit of a broader reach. For high school, it's really looking at environmental issues that have both local, national, and global implications, but then providing a very viable solution. So the amount of work is a little bit bigger because it is open to high school students in grades 9 to 12. Similar to middle school, it is teams of 2 to 4 students. However, the teacher is there as a source of support and guidance, but there is a designated student team lead who will push the team to work on the application and complete it. The teacher would register and create the team or your teams. However, the students themselves would be able to access the application online, and that student team lead would be the one who has the ability to submit the final application. So all team members can contribute, can access, and can edit, etc., the online application, but that student team lead would submit. Again, as their teacher, you would be able to view where they are, how they're doing, their progress, etc., but you wouldn't be able to edit or submit because we are looking for the students to take that additional step to really put the onus on them. Some of our projects from the previous years that have won, including our K to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and 9 to 12 teams, first place teams you can see here, we have their winning projects and proposals on the website at wecanchange.com. So you can take a look at the topics that won and what they did, etc. They're really interesting projects, and I think what we always look for is just a variety of topics, a variety of environmental issues, just trying to think outside the box. So wecanchange.com, because I know I'm throwing a lot at you probably, but wecanchange.com, we really try to make it as helpful a resource as possible. So the website itself, broken out between K-5, 6-8, and 9-12 grades, really provides a lot of resources that help you not only through the challenge, but also to help you integrate some of the key objectives of the challenge into your curriculum that you're already teaching your students. So for example, we have the challenge resources, which is judging criteria, the rules, FAQs about the challenge, checklists, timelines, all that fun stuff that really helps you develop the challenge itself with your students. Then we have curriculum resources, including lesson plans, virtual labs, videos, etc. So really kind of giving you twofold sets of resources. One really directed toward the challenge and helping you enter, complete, and submit. And then also towards your classroom, helping integrate these ideas of environmentalism and sustainability without making it feel like you have additional work. We're trying to integrate with what you're already teaching. So all of this is available on wecanchange.com, and it's free. Some of the videos and multimedia, you do have to register, but again, registration is free, which you would need to do anyway to participate in the challenge with your teams or team, and then you would have access right away. And you can download the resources like lesson plans, previous project, winning projects, sample projects, etc. So some of the resources, again, I spoke about, we have lesson plans that are geared towards different standards. Most recently, we've updated them to what's the word I'm looking for, integrate toward or align towards next generation science standards. So we do have information about those standards themselves and how the lesson plans were revised to really meet those standards, as well as videos, virtual labs, etc. And then sample projects is a really good thing to look at because it does give you an idea of the breadth of information we would require within the submitted applications, but also gives you an idea on topics that have done well in the past. One piece that we do like to call out is how to tell your community, and some of you may already be well versed in this. Some may just need a little bit of help finding a starting point, but one thing that really stands out is how your community is aware of your project and how they get involved, because these projects are so great and the students are so wonderful, so smart, and teachers are wonderful that we really want to make sure that these projects are getting their just due. And not just to say how great they are, but also that they are affecting their community, they're affecting their school. It's making a positive step forward. So for middle school and high school, we provide templates and ideas on how to get involved with your local community to tell them about the progress that you're making with your project. One other piece, which I'm sure a lot of you or some of you are on Facebook, but we do have a Facebook page where we actively update it every week, multiple times a week, with interesting environmental news stories, interesting tidbits about current teams, resources that you can use, and just support and guidance for those who need it as they go through the challenge. Now, we also have something I like to call office hours. Similar to what you might see in high school and universities, but we try to be available to let you know that we're not just a digital person and that you would never speak to a live person. Clearly I'm a live person and I am here to help, and I do have a team under me that is available for customer support. So every Tuesday from now through March 4th from 4 to 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, we are available live, or as live as we can be. So if you have questions, you can type them on Facebook, on our Facebook page, or you can send us an email, which I will provide that to you in a few slides. And we will answer as quickly as humanly possible, but we do have a dedicated team to help you through the challenge, to answer any questions you have, to give you guidance on things that you can utilize as you put your challenge applications together and submit. So I just want you to be aware there are a variety of resources on the website, but then if you still have questions or you just need a little bit of help, definitely reach out either via Facebook or via our email address, which again is wecanchange@discovery.com, and I'll put that up on the last slide. So what's the fun stuff, the prizes, what you can win? So we have a variety of prizes that are different per grade band. So for example, the first place national winner for high school wins a $50,000 scholarship split among the student team members. Middle school wins an adventure trip to Alaska. This past year, the winners went to Costa Rica. We also have school grants that you can use. Now, with homeschool, we would provide that to you. You can see all these prizes and more through both the rules and the prizes information on the website. As if you are national winners, you would win a banner that you can hang, as well as green prize packs, assemblies with Discovery Channel talent for elementary school winners. We can work this out no matter what, so definitely take a look at the different prizes that you can win. And just some ideas on how to get started. So first you would register, which again is free registration. It's just some contact information and the grade bands that you're looking in and your team information. You would log in, or once you register, you go straight to your dashboard. And your dashboard has information on the profile information you included when you registered, as well as your challenge. So you can edit that at any time, and you can always get help if you forgot your password. To get your team started, once you sign in, again, you come to your dashboard. You can create your team. You can view or edit your team details. You can access helpful links like the rules and FAQs, and then access the applications itself for each team. So it's pretty easy to navigate, but again, if you have trouble, definitely reach out. To submit your application, we're showcasing a middle school application here, but there are different steps for each grade band. And for middle school, there are 7 steps, so you always want to hit save and continue. You do not have to finish the application in one sitting. Your students and you can come back, save, sign out, come back again, finish it up, submit, etc. Excuse me. So again, I don't want you to feel pressure to finish the application in one sitting. Again, you have time between now and March 4th by 8 p.m. Eastern is the official deadline. So just a reminder of who submits the application. For K to 5, it would be you as their teacher. For middle school, again, it would be you as their teacher. However, students can edit the application. For high school, it would be the students who would edit the application. The student designated team lead would submit it, and you as the teacher would only be able to view. But again, our rules for each grade band are available on the website, so you can see what's what there. And then when you submit, you would have you would be able to review the application as a whole before you have to submit. So again, just a reminder, my name is Kathryn McNally, and you can email me directly at wecanchange@discovery.com. We are checking that inbox every day. We are available through Facebook as well, so don't feel that you have to wait until Tuesday to submit a question. If you want to email or submit on Facebook, do it at any time, any day, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. We want you to be aware that there is a team available, a dedicated team who are trying to help all teachers and students as they work their way through the challenge. It's a big lift, a big effort, but it's a very big reward, so I definitely recommend and encourage you take part, because it's not just about getting the prizes. These students are becoming environmental advocates and really becoming true agents of change. So we're really proud of the program, and I'm going to knock it back to Brett. If you have any questions, please feel free to write it in that box that he mentioned.
Okay. Well, Kate, I'm going to leave your email up there for just a few more minutes.
Sure.
Everybody out there, if you can start firing questions away. I've already got one from Heetal, which I'll ask in a minute. But while you're getting your thoughts together and popping in your questions to send to us, let me ask an obvious question, which is probably on many of our minds who are homeschoolers listening. I noticed that the elementary students, go as a class. Well, as you know, Kate, we're homeschoolers and we aren't in traditional classrooms. Right. So my question would be, and to go into really kind of the extreme situation, suppose you're a homeschooler and you've got one kid who really wants to do this, and you really are, you're out in the farmlands of Ohio or something, and you don't have you don't have other kids that you could collaborate with. Can one kid be a classroom? Could that
I'm going to double check that. I know that there is a limit or a maximum, which is why for elementary school we have a maximum a number of kids who can participate, but I believe there is no minimum. I'll double check that now, but I believe it just depends on what grade they are in. So if they're K to 5, we also break it up by K to 2 and 3 to 5. So for example, if a homeschool teacher has 2 children, one is in 2nd grade and one is in 4th grade, they can participate together as a class. You would just be under the higher grade band, so you would be judged under the grades 3 to 5 band. You cannot have two children in K to 5 and 6 to 8 together. They would have to stay within those ranges. But let me double check on the elementary school to make sure there's no minimum, and I don't believe there is, but I will double check right now and be able to share that in a moment.
No, I assume you're having someone help you with that.
Yes, Alexandra is here with me.
Yeah, okay. So back to that question, you said you could not have two kids from the same family in the same band? Did I understand that
No,
correctly?
you can. You definitely can. I'm sorry. Let me be more clear. So if I'm a homeschool teacher and I have two children, my younger child is in 2nd grade and my older child is in 5th grade, they're both within that K to 5 band, so they can be a team together. However, when we submit the project and they're judged from grades 3 to 5, if that makes sense. However, another example, if I'm a homeschool teacher and my two children, one is in 4th grade and one is in 6th grade, they cannot be on a team together because we separate it K to 5 and 6 to 8 and 9 to 12.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
but they could be they'd be in separate bands.
Yes, they would have to be on separate teams.
Your fourth grader would be in a K to 5 team, and your 6th grader would be in the 6 to 8 team band.
Right.
Okay. Now this is a good. So you're going to find out if a team can be just one student.
Right. I'm looking at that right now.
We're working on that. Alexandra's getting that information. Of course, there are lots of homeschoolers do collaborate with their homeschoolers. Many of us belong to local co-ops, and so I'm imagining that a lot of folks out there would probably take that approach. But let me hand this. Oh my goodness, she left. Well, let me ask Hedel's question anyway because it looks like a good one. She said, "What are the rules for homeschoolers who are not the same age as standard grade levels?" So, for example, she's talking about gifted kids. So you've got an 8-year-old who is performing at a 12-year-old level.
It depends on what grade. Now, I'm not exactly sure how it works from a homeschool perspective, but we don't go by age, we go by grade. So if they are classified, and again, I'm not sure how it works, so I would leave that to you as the expert, but if they're classified as being in 7th grade, but they're only 10 years old, they would be a 7th grader because that is the level of which they are at. That is the level of which they are being taught, and that is the level they are considered by their homeschool, by their parent, by their work, if that makes sense. So again, a student isn't put in a grade by, because they're 10, they have to be in 4th grade. No, it's by what grade they're being taught.
Okay, so if they're doing primarily 6th grade work, even though they're 10 years old or even though they're 14 years old, they'd still be considered a 6th grader.
Yes.
If they're doing 6th grade work. Okay. Now, let me see. Tracy asks, can homeschool students, of the same age range or same grade range from multiple families collaborate as a team?
Yes.
Yes, I would think so.
Yes, but again, it has to be within those grades. So for example, if Tracy, and I apologize, I hope that's the name, so if Tracy has 5 kids together who are all within K to 5 or 6 to 8, well, no, in K to 5, that's fine. She would be listed as the teacher mentor, though, if that's what she wants, and then those kids can all be together as one team. Now, for middle and high school, you can do that again. However, it's a limit of 4 kids.
Yeah, for the team.
For each team. So Tracy can have multiple teams, but it would be up to 4 students in each team, on each team for middle and high. Now, for elementary school, I'm double checking right now, but there is a maximum. So I don't know if somebody would get up to 30 students, but it's actually 50 students. So you would actually have a lot of room to play with if you want for elementary.
Now, Sudita asks, what is the minimum for middle school? Is it 2?
It's 2 to 4.
So you have to have at least 2 and no more than 4 for a middle school team.
Right.
And they can be from 2 to 4 families.
Yes, as long as they're within.
They could be from 1 to 4 families if you had twins.
Right. As long as they're within those grade levels. So for
Okay,
example, you can't have middle and high together.
and high school, same thing, 2 to 4?
Yes.
Okay.
So elementary is the only one where you could go up to 50.
Okay. Let me take a look at the questions here.
Just to note, there is no minimum for elementary.
There's no minimum, so you could have it one.
I'm double checking the rules right now. It does not look like there is a minimum. There is a maximum of 50.
Maximum of 50 and no minimum. So
Right.
you could have a one homeschool kid in K through 5 could be his or her own team.
It looks like it, yes. And then again, just a reminder, if you have a K to 2 student and a grade 3 to 5 student, they would be judged at the higher grade level. So that's just a consideration to remember. But again, you know, these rules, they're on the website, so definitely take a look at them because they are, we tried to write them to also fit for homeschools as well because we do want homeschool families to participate and homeschool students. So definitely take a look, and if you find there's still questions or it's not clear, definitely give us a shout and email us.
Yeah, okay. Now, Jennifer has a question. With multiple families, okay, who are collaborating to put together a team, can they all access the We Can Change website from their homes at the same time in order to work on the project?
It depends on the grade level. So if it would be the students who would access it. So for middle and high school, your student members would all have a user ID and password to get on, so they can access it. Multiple students can access it at the same time. For elementary, it's just the one teacher mentor. But they could give their username and password. You just wouldn't be able to be on at the same time.
Okay, but middle school and high school, everybody, the kids would all have their own user IDs and they could all be on.
Yeah, so, well, the students would actually share one, so it works. So if I'm a teacher for middle school and I have 3 students from different families, I log in, I create my team. For middle school students, I would put the 3 names, and usually we just ask for the first name and their date of birth or school year. And then when that is saved, then on your dashboard it pops up information with login information, including a user ID and password that you can share with those students. And those students can all log in at different times using that user ID. And then for high school, the only difference is that there is a student team lead. So as soon as the team lead has a different user ID and password because they are the ones who submit. The other student team members would not.
Okay, so back to the middle school. If you had 3 kids, they all have the same username, and they're all logged in at the same time, would they be stepping on each other?
No.
They would not?
It works out, promise you.
Okay.
But you'll get it when the team is created.
Okay.
And then you would pass that information to your students in order for them to access and edit. And then as their teacher mentor, you would have a separate one as well. You would not have the same one as the students.
Okay. And, of course, you've had homeschoolers in the challenge before?
And we've had homeschoolers. I believe there was a homeschool winner 2 years ago. You're asking me a question I should have known, Brett. I'm sorry. I believe there was a national homeschool winner either 2 or 3 years ago, but we've had homeschool national finalists. So winners, the top 3 winners in each grade band, so K to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and 9 to 12, each have first, second, and third place, quote, national winners. Then we also have national finalists. So national finalists do receive prizing as well. Again, that's all on the website. But just giving you an idea that national finalists are determined, and then out of those national finalists, we determine the national winners. So there's multiple opportunities to win.
Okay. Now, I've got another question just came in. I'm going to, let me just check it here.
Please.
Could you be, okay, it's a good question from Laura. Ask, is this limited to quote-unquote school groups, or could your group be another organization of same age level as, for example, a scouting troop, as long as they stay within the guidelines of the age requirement? So if you have if your kids are in a scout group, could they?
No,
could they go together?
No, To be clear from that perspective, it couldn't be a scouting group. Now, if you're a homeschool teacher and you have 5 students from 5 different families, including your own, that's fine. But the teacher mentor or class advisor mentor has to be the employee, or not employee, the teacher of one of those students. So technically, you could do your scout troop if you have 5 students from there, as long as one of the students is your student.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, if
and
your
you're
student
a teacher.
is
One of the big things is that you have to be
a teacher,
a homeschool teacher. So you have to have that.
Right.
You know, you can be a parent, but if there's another person who's the teacher of your student or a homeschool teacher of your student, I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but I just want to make that clear as well, that you have to be the homeschool teacher to.
Okay. So if you're a homeschool teacher and you have a child who belongs to a scouting group, and you recruit, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 other kids from the scouting group, that's okay. They could work as a team as long as you're the teacher.
You're the teacher, and one of the students is your student.
And one of the students is your students. Okay. I think that's okay. Well,
so it's technically
I am the teacher and the troop leader of the group. She's saying she just wants to make clear that as the teacher and the troop leader of the group, that would be okay. And I will step out in front and say yes, absolutely, correct?
Yes, because technically you have a student in that group.
Yeah, you have a student and you're a teacher.
Exactly.
You're a teacher and you have a student in the group, then it's a group wherever you recruit the kids from.
Now, here's the other thing is, you know, if you do make it as a national finalist, if you do eventually make it as a national winner, there will be a verification process for everyone, not just homeschool, public, private, parochial, everyone. So anyone who makes it to that level does go through a verification process. So, you know, you would be able to show it's your student, you're a teacher, no problem. But that does come later. So, you know, just make sure you review the rules, to be honest. I'm not trying to take it off. I'm just saying that it's a good thing to review because we do try to showcase what works for everyone, and homeschools are available, allowed to participate. So we do make sure the rules encompass that as well.
Okay.
It's a lot, so that's why I highly recommend you review the rules on the website, review the website itself, see what resources are available to you, and if you still have questions, we are here. So definitely email us or post on Facebook or send it to Brett.
Well, one more question from Tracy. So
Please.
What is considered the elementary level classroom, quote-unquote classroom, or quote-unquote school scope for a homeschool student's project?
I'm slightly confused about what do you mean by scope?
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand that either.
You know, take a look at
let me see if I may. I'm going to click on Tracy and unmute her, and we'll let her explain it herself. I've never done this before, so bear with me, folks.
No problem.
Let me see if I can get, well, how do we unmute her? Okay, Tracy, are you there?
Yes, I think I am.
We hear you. So
oh, great.
I want to give you an opportunity to clarify the
Thank
question.
you. I was just looking at the scope of the projects at different levels. The high school is supposed to be national or world scope. The middle school is community scope, and at the elementary level it says classroom or school for what their project involves. And I'm curious as to what would be considered that equivalent for the homeschool. Would it be within the home or something, or could they do a
community as well?
Okay.
You know, I don't want to say you're limited and it has to be within just your home. It could go out into your community, but, you know, a little more closer to home and local is what I would suggest for elementary.
Great. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. I hope you participate.
Okay. And just for Jennifer and everybody, yes, these pages will be able to be printed. Oh, now that's an interesting question. I have a recording of this. So, Kate, would you be willing to share this PowerPoint? Is that kosher?
Sure.
Okay.
Here's what I will do. On wecanchange.com, which, can you still see my screen?
Yes, I think
okay.
we're all
If you go here to I pulled up the website. If you go to wecanchange.com, down here, something else I should definitely recommend and was not included in the presentation. You see this box here for upcoming events. We have all kinds of virtual events similar to what Brett has here for virtual webinars that talk about the different things that will help guide you through the challenge, including submission overviews in January and February. We have something called We Can Change Wednesdays, which different steps of the application process. We've already had a few, but we do archive it. What I can do is I will add this webinar, the presentation, I'll add it as a PDF so you'll be able to download it. So definitely keep an eye on wecanchange.com, which is the homepage, and then go to upcoming events. So I'll add that by tomorrow. So you can go there. It'll be towards the top and you can download it.
Right. Yeah, the recording that I'm making, I think you would still be able to print it too, but it would be essentially, it's going to be a movie. So you'd pause it and then you'd do a screen capture and print it. So that would be kind of a low-tech way to do it.
No, that's okay. I think Brett's would be a very valuable resource because you would get to hear my voice and answering the questions that you had as I walked you through. Mine would just be the presentation, but it would be in an easier format to download, so you'd have two available resources to you.
Okay. Well,
I'll
wonderful.
get that by tomorrow.
Yeah, and we're getting thank you from folks. In the group, and so I think that's all for now. If you can type in a quick question while I'm just saying goodbye, I can still ask it. But I just want to, once again, thank Kate and Alexander, who was standing by to help with that minimum question, for taking the time to meet with our group. And I'd like to thank the Homeschool Buyers Co-op members who participated today. I'm just really impressed that you have this level of commitment, to your kids and their education. I'm always impressed by all of us homeschoolers. So thank you all, everybody, and hope to catch you at another webinar. Bye-bye.
Thank you.